Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this presentation on the Netstock and the Netstock application. My name is Vaughan Proctor, and I am the person taking you through the presentation today. To start off, we're going to chat a little bit about who Netstock is. We're going to talk a little bit about why you would need Netstock if you are a customer with inventory, why this is so important. I'm going to touch on a quick video product overview just to give you an idea of the look and feel of the product and how it works. I'm going to touch on an additional module called Pivot Forecasting, which we have integrated with the Netstock application, what we call the Netstock Predictor application. And the reason why I'm touching on that is specifically around the machine learning and the AI capabilities in that pivot forecasting, the sales and operations planning, to take the planning to the next level as far as your demand planning is concerned. And then the last thing I'm going to touch on is the new opportunity engine. We're really excited about this. It's actually just been launched. It wasn't going to be on this presentation, but I've just added it on. It was launched now in the beginning of June. It's been added to the application, and it's really an AI engine that searches through the Netstock information for your business and finds opportunities that you can action to be more effective in your business. Good opportunities where you could save money, reduce inventory, free up cash, whatever it is that you need to do. So that's the agenda. I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible within the 20 minutes that I've been allocated. So bear with me. All right, so who is Netstock? Well, Netstock is a business that supplies predictive planning suite of applications. The idea behind it is to give you real-time visibility and predictive intelligence into your supply chain by using the information from your ERP to help you make smarter supply chain planning decisions. From sales and operations planning that I've mentioned, forecast and demand planning, even manufacturing capacity planning for manufacturers. So we're really strong in manufacturing, replenishment and distribution planning for distributors, and sometimes combination of those two, get real benefits out of this application. Inventory optimization, that's really where it all boils down to, is how do we keep your inventory levels as low as possible and your service levels to your customers as high as possible. And obviously these parts of the business we sell in bundles, and we can tailor make that based on your requirements in the business. But that's really what Netstock does and what we supply. Why would you need Netstock as a business with inventory? What we'd like to believe all businesses with inventory need good planning, but specifically around supply chain disruptions. And we've seen these disruptions since COVID. They haven't gone anywhere, and they don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. And a lot of these things, I'm sure that you guys are dealing with on a day-to-day basis and are going to keep dealing with in the future. And this is really what makes, as if planning wasn't a challenge already before that, this is really what makes inventory planning so difficult to do. One of the key things that we're finding now, and speaking to our customers, really is rising costs. With the interest rates increasing, the cost of capital, the cost of holding too much inventory is now more of a focal point than ever before. And there are a lot of businesses that are trying to get rid of the excess, release that cash back into the business because it's costing them quite a bit of money. So let's talk a little bit about the challenges that come up because of this type of disruption. And you might feel that you're dealing with these things as well, a combination of these things in different ways. But this is typically what happens. There's usually stockouts, losing sales, perhaps losing customers, and that's not good for business. And at the same time, having significantly too much inventory and typically the wrong inventory, too much of the wrong inventory and not enough of the right inventory. And that's really what that stock outs and excess is. But again, as I said, that excess is becoming a much bigger problem now for businesses because of those rising interest rates and the cost of capital. And then the two bottom ones really boil down to, and I mean, all of these do, but boil down to how businesses usually plan. It takes a lot of time to try and identify where those stockouts and that excess is and do something about it. Then to try and take into consideration all those disruptions and make a good decision about when to order, how much to order, and what to order. That is really difficult. One of the key things there is poor forecast accuracy. And the reason why this is so difficult, why people are getting caught or customers are getting caught, is because most of these type of calculations are being done outside of the ERP with information coming out of the ERP into spreadsheets and reports that are coming out of the ERP. And that really is a poor way of managing your supply chain planning. As great as Excel is, it really isn't the best tool for supply chain planning. It is not it is static, it is not dynamic, and the information coming into Netstock is very dynamic and is kept up to date on a daily basis to make sure that we can give you insights and we can solve these problems for customers. All right, so what do? We're a powerful yet intuitive supply chain planning software, and you'll see a little bit about what that looks like in the videos. We are built specifically around inventory planning with all the methodology built into it and a lot of training and information that goes with that. It's easy to navigate. It's user-friendly interface. It's very quick to install and connect to your ERP. We enhance the current functionality in the ERP. We're not replacing anything out of the ERP. We're just enhancing that to be able to get you to plan faster. And then also we can push back to the ERP recommended orders so we can close that loop between the information that we get and the results, the recommended orders that we push back. The Learning Academy, as I said, there's a lot of information that's available to you, a lot of training that's available to you, and we work very hard to train planners and people in the business to get better and better at inventory planning. It's something we're very passionate about, and it's something we've been involved with for many years. Exceptional onboarding and customer support. As I said, we do that really quickly. We have very experienced teams in supply chain and supply chain planning that are going to help you get to the point where you're getting a quick ROI on the application and more ROI as we go along. And then also data integrity. One of the biggest things right now is data security. We are ISO certified data security and audited on a regular basis to ensure that we can keep that ISO standard going and make sure that customers' data is as safe as possible. All right, so that's a little bit about us, why it's important to have a planning solution like this. And maybe let's talk a little bit about what differentiates us, or what the application does and what differentiates us from our competition. All right, so I'm going to play a quick overview just to give you an idea. Otherwise, I'm going to sit for hours explaining all the things that Netstock can do. Let's just have a look at this video, give you a quick overview of the application.
Today, it's harder and harder to predict dynamic demand, and more difficult to stay ahead of supply chain disruptions. Industry giants are tackling this problem by doubling down on analytics, complicated technologies, huge data science teams, enormous budgets. Netstock fills this tech gap, giving the fast-growing challengers the smart inventory optimization tools to level the playing field. This is powerfully simple analytics, made easy. Data science transformed into simple science. So, how does it work? First, Netstock layers predictive intelligence on top of your ERP data, giving you broad and deep inventory visibility on day one. Then, Netstock filters the overwhelming noise of big data and shows you exactly what you need to know. Your personalized and prioritized dashboard immediately uncovers quick win changes to drive rapid ROI, a list of the top 5 SKUs for you to take action on. Automatic inventory classification focuses your attention on your most profitable and highest demand items. You can see where you're losing sales and revenue from stockouts, and where your capital is tied up in excess stock. Set optimized fill rates that prevent stockouts on your most important items and capture your full revenue potential. Free up working capital that's sitting in overstock and reinvest to boost fill rates for high demand items. Once you've built your smart inventory policy, place one-click orders directly from the Netstock platform. Netstock builds auto-generated and perfectly predictive orders that anticipate demand and account for supply risk. Smart order optimization makes it easy to fill containers and meet order requirements. Order information is automatically sent to your ERP system, and inventory holding is instantly updated in your Netstock dashboard. When it's time to plan for tomorrow and the many tomorrows after that, Netstock's precise forecasting and demand planning tools give you the confident predictability to outplan volatility. AI-powered modeling tools unravel the complexities of demand, building perfectly predictive forecasts. Easily run what-if scenarios to prepare for the best and worst case. Go deeper with granular forecasts beyond the SKU level. Go broader with extended planning up to 2 years, planning on multiple time horizons and multi-level forecasting. And do it all in a fraction of the time. This tremendous depth of inventory and customer demand intelligence extends beyond simply synchronizing demand with supply. Netstock completely redefines how customer demand intelligence flows through your business. The traditional flow is linear. Marketing drums up demand, sales converts, inventory fulfills. Netstock turns this into a circular flow, centered on a deep and powerful source of customer and business intelligence. Every team is acting on the same information, aligning decision-making and synchronizing planning across the entire organization. This is where Netstock empowers you to turn the rapid value of smart inventory into the transformative advantage of a true business intelligence engine that gets smarter every day. This is the new world for the challengers. It's time to conquer the complexity of the modern supply chain, to outplan unpredictability, to unlock the business intelligence hiding in your inventory data, and use it to catalyze.
Okay, so that's the overview. And really, they spoke a little bit at the end there around the challenges. And the main focus of Netstock really as a business when we started was to bring the technology that is available to bigger businesses to the small and medium-sized business. And this application really, as I said, is purpose-built to help customers automate the planning and teach them how to plan better. But we also have bigger organizations that have more requirements around perhaps sales and operations planning, integrated business planning, more bigger forecasting teams that need to delve into the forecasts a little bit more. And require something more than just the standard forecasting functionality. And we've got this module that we've integrated with Netstock, which is called Pivot Forecasting. And the idea behind Pivot Forecasting really is, a whole bunch of things, but that you could pivot the forecasts at any attribute or at any level, right? So for bigger businesses that are looking to forecast at a customer level, perhaps they want to forecast Amazon separately to the big box retail stores, that type of stuff, channels, customers, for businesses with size, color, style matrices in apparel, all these sort of bigger forecasting requirements, this pivot forecasting would usually take care of. So a very powerful forecasting engine that integrates with Netstock Inventory Advisor and can take businesses to the next level if required. Again, I'm going to just play the video just to give you an idea, a quick overview of what that does. Just so that you understand. Again, otherwise I'll be here for hours explaining all of the great things that it does do.
Welcome to an exploration of the key features of pivot forecasting. Pivot forecasting provides planners with an agile toolset to distill and coordinate information from across the business into a single integrated forecast. Pivot forecasting uses flexible hierarchies to enable forecasting by product, customer, or location at any group level and in base units, price, cost, or margin. Planners and sales teams and other collaborators are all accommodated, beginning with statistical forecasts, allowing all to apply their judgment and storing them in multiple scenarios. Forecast capabilities include monthly and weekly forecast buckets, capturing seasonal indexes, new product forecasting, correcting for outliers, and judgmental or machine learning-based promotions and events. Forecasting adjustments can be top-down, bottom-up, or middle-out. The Pivot Forecasting interface simplifies assembling planning data to dashboards with drill-down features. Forecast performance tracking promotes exception management and accountability, and helps optimize time spent forecasting. Data can be downloaded to spreadsheets for offline review. Data for pivot forecasting is sourced directly from your Netstock app, eliminating the need for data compilation and manipulation. The intuitive interface with dashboards, drill down, and filter features provide a simple interface to generate forecasts. Pivot forecasting helps you to make better planning decisions with Netstock.
Yeah, so that's pivot forecasting, and it really is incredible. And since we've released this and we've integrated with Netstock, we've seen a huge uptake from our existing customer base with this, in different industries for different reasons. Has been a great add-on to the application. The last thing that I wanted to just chat about, and again, I could be here forever doing this, but I wanted to chat a little bit about the Netstock AI engine, or the opportunity engine, which we have just released. As I said, we released this beginning of June, and this is part of the application right now. So you would have seen in the application, we do have a look at items in a location where we're overstocked or potentially going to overstock, potentially going to stock out, and where we are stocked out, those type of things. But those need to be interpreted by the planners and decide what to do with it. Now with the opportunity engine, we've used the AI capabilities to take the information from within the customer's Netstock application and give them recommendations on how to action things, which just takes them to the next level. It's almost like having your own consultant giving you information and interpreting the results that are coming back on Netstock. So I'm just going to show you this over here, and this is from the application. You would go into the opportunity engine. It will ask you if you wanted an opportunity, and you could say, show me. It would bring up the opportunity and would give you an idea of an opportunity. You could always just carry on. Every time that you say, show me, it'll bring up a new opportunity for you to deal with. We also have the ability, as you see on the bottom right of each of these things, to say whether those recommendations were useful or not useful. And what it does is it'll learn based on the user that is doing that, what is important to that user, and it'll start giving the user more of those things. So if you have somebody that is more involved with excess, or somebody, I'm just going to pause this, otherwise it's going to disappear again. Somebody that's involved with stockouts or whatever it is, you might have different people. It'll learn what those people are looking for. So just to give you an idea of what this does, we can read, let's just say the first one over there, it's saying that there's 887 units of surplus orders on a purchase order that's on its way. Okay, that's going to generate excess when it lands, because we don't need this much stock, of 42,000 or nearly 43,000 US dollars. Okay, if possible, can you delay the orders or can you cancel them completely? So it's giving you advice on what to do. Okay, the second one, you have already run out of a product. You can see over there in warehouse 1, you're losing 771 units. It's giving you the value of lost sales for you. And it has found that there's already an order that has been placed, but obviously this order is not coming in time, and there's potentially going to stock up before that order arrives, asking you, can you expedite these orders? So can you get hold of the supplier and try and expedite those orders? It can also, in distribution where there are multiple locations, it will look at other locations that have excess of certain items where you might be stocking out or about to stock out, and it'll recommend that perhaps you transfer from another location to there rather than waiting for the stuff to come in from another supplier. So these are the type of opportunities, and this is really, really powerful stuff. We're really, really excited about this. This is really going to change the way that Netstock interacts with our customers, and really going to bring a lot of value to the business. And we're also going to be building on this. This is just the first iteration that's come out. We're going to build on these AI engines, the chat GPT type of engines within the application with your information to try and come back and give you the best information you possibly can. The next project, I think, is going to be on support, where we're accessing the information from the Netstock knowledge base, and we're going to use that to help and support with customers asking questions. We find that finds the answer and comes back with the right support answer for them as quickly as possible. All right, so that's a little bit about the AI engine. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, so I'm just going to move on over here. Just want to say, if you do want to get in touch with us, feel free to reach out to Velocio. The channel account manager for Netstock and Velocio is Karen Wainwright, and she will be able to answer any questions that you might have, or put you in touch with the right people if you do want to get into more in-depth conversation about what the application does and how it might apply to your business. If it does apply to your business and how it would, just reach out to them and they can put you in touch with Karen, and we can drive that process. So with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for having me. I hope that this was a very informative presentation and added value. And I hope that this is something that perhaps can add value in your business going forward. Thank you very much to Velocio for giving us this opportunity. And thanks for watching my presentation.